Kevin Feige just looked you straight in the eyes, smiled, and told you Marvel isn't woke. And if you believe that, I've got a season of She-Hulk I'd like to sell you. Welcome back, you beautiful nerds and geeks, to the Critical Nerd Channel, where we don't just read between the lines, we set the whole script on fire. Kevin Feige, the baseball cap-wearing wizard behind the MCU's current predicament, just gave us another beautiful gem of an interview. And this time, folks, he insists, I'm not kidding here, that Marvel isn't woke. Yeah, that's what he said. So smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and drop a comment below. Are you buying what Kevin's selling, or are we just watching the MCU gaslight itself into bankruptcy? Let's dive in. So here's the quote from the man himself. I said this before woke and DEI became a thing, and I'm still saying it after. Marvel is the world outside your window. Oh yes, the world outside your window. You know, the one where Thor's a depressed space Viking, Iron Man is dead, and every new hero has to be either gender swapped, race swapped, sexually shuffled, or all of the above. Funny, when I look out my window, I don't see Valkyrie making out with a side character or Ironheart designing a super suit in a high school garage. I see people going to work, paying bills, trying not to be insulted by a Disney Plus show. But sure, Kevin, Marvel's not woke. It's just accidentally ticking every box on the HR inclusion spreadsheet. Let's back things up a little bit. Let's rewind to 2018 when Kevin Feige gleefully told us Marvel would soon have more female heroes than male heroes. Not the best stories, not the most compelling arcs. Nope, just more female heroes. Because when your studio's raking in billions off the backs of Iron Man, Cap, and Thor, obviously the next logical step is to replace them with characters nobody's heard of and projects nobody watches, and then lecture the audience when they don't clap hard enough. Feige made a pledge, folks, a mission statement. A virtue signal so bright it made Captain Marvel look like a lighthouse. Let's talk about the results of this not woke strategy, shall we? The Marvels. Box office cyanide. Ms. Marvel. Fewer viewers than a PBS gardening special. She-Hulk. A fourth wall breaking TED talk on mansplaining. Ironheart. A character so unpopular in the comics, Marvel kept canceling her books like a Blockbuster subscription. But Kevin says he's doubling down. And of course he is. Because when you repeatedly touch a hot stove, the smart move is to lick it and tell the fans it's just warm diversity. Kevin's new favorite shield is this: the world outside your window line. It's not Gotham or Metropolis. It's New York and LA. Ah, yes, the magical realism where everyone in New York happens to be in a progressive interdimensional relationship and runs on pure representation juice. Look, the real world, it already kind of sucks. People go to Marvel to escape, not to be lectured by a 23-year-old scriptwriter with TikTok accounts and sociology degree. And let's not pretend this is new. Feige's been using this line for years. It's the corporate equivalent of, I have black friends. In his ready-made talking point, loaded and waiting for whatever fans dare to ask why their favorite characters were replaced with Tumblr avatars. So here's what I think happened. Kevin Feige used to be the guy who enabled good creators. Jon Favreau, the Russos, James Gunn. Well, when he was still fun, he managed the machine. Then the machine started printing so much money, he decided he was the genius. And what do geniuses do? They start using billion-dollar franchises to test run social experiments and pet ideologies, regardless of whether the fans asked for it or not. He wasn't adapting comics anymore, he was rewriting them, with a pen made of self-righteousness and box office delusion. And the worst part? Feige wants us to believe this was always the plan, that Ms. Marvel and American Chavez were just as big a deal as Black Panther, that Ironheart belongs in the same breath as Spider-Man. This is gaslighting 101. Don't believe your lying eyes. The MCU isn't failing, it's just evolving. No, Kevin, you gave fans what they didn't ask for. Blame them when it bombed, and now you're rewriting history like it's Phase 5 Orwell edition. At the end of the day, fans never hated diversity. They hated bad storytelling hiding behind diversity. And Marvel's been doing that like it's an Olympic sport. So when Feige says Marvel isn't woke, just remember, the louder they insist, the harder they flop. Smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and drop a comment below. What's the most hilariously tone-deaf thing Marvel's done since Endgame? And do you think they'll ever actually listen to the fans? This is the Critical Nerd signing off. Stay sharp, stay skeptical, and as always, watch your window. You never know what Feige's going to shove through it next. Critical Nerd, out.